Hello, I'm Robert Holmain, and I'm here to bring you the results of the rather awkwardly named Finish the Unfinished image contest. Before we find out who won, let's take a moment to look at the entries and hear a word from the artists.
I've always had a dream of putting together a fantasy animation, and this is a result of that dream. Someday, these characters will be moving and fighting the dragon.
One of my many unfinished projects was the medal for the last contest, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. This medal depicts Tom with a plane, wearing a train conductor's cap, and holding an automobile steering wheel.
Playing with my grandson on the floor, playing with these blocks and stuff, and he thought, hey, I bet you I can make a cool picture that he could hang in his room showing him with blocks and stuff. So that's how I got to make this entry into the contest.
In the late 80s, the MIT Media Lab was running experiments with virtual reality and artificial life. Proper safety protocols were not employed, and one of the specimens escaped. That specimen was the cyberfish. Rumor has it he roams the internet to this day, feeding on dank memes.
This is my entry, the Super Mega Fox with Count Dragula in front of the castle. There is a fully animated video, and this is the opening shot for the cartoon, you might say, where the credits would go. I had fun animating this, and I am coming up with new characters, and hopefully I will have them out soon. It's really great that this forum is still going after all these years. I'd like to see it continue.
This started as a free poly model that used decals for the hide, as well as the eyes, mouth, and snout. Converting this object file to an AM model was the first time I've seriously used Snap to surface. Rearranging CPs knowing the underlying shape wasn't changing felt like cheating. Although the head details are all modeled, the procedural hide only passes casual inspection.
This is from an unfinished animation I was creating for my progressive rock band Gecko Project's album Rhea of Titan. The album was finished and released well before the animation was ready. I learned making space images realistic does not make them visually appealing.
Basically, I have the salt and pepper characters that my in-laws bought us, and I keep it on the stove. You know, morning routine to go down and start the day with a cappuccino. They're just so animated. They almost tell a story in themselves. So I could just picture them, you know, kind of walking through a desert or through a blizzard.
This is a character I designed for a children's story written by my niece called The Weaver of Dreams. And this is the main character, the Dream Weaver. And I thought I'd try to make a 3D animation of this. Kind of like a small movie trailer type thing. As soon as I get the trailer done, I'll post it.
Salut les fans d'AM. Il y a 15 ans, j'ai découvert dans une revue informatique et apprécié ce logiciel de 3D que personne ne connaissait en France. J'ai commencé à l'utiliser dans mon travail et mes loisirs. J'ai ressorti Pfleu, que je destinais à un court-métrage il y a 15 ans. Et je dois recommencer mon apprentissage. C'est long, mais j'y arriverai. Salut!
I made this picture from an old illustration of a college magazine of my high school period. It was my desire to make an animation of it. Later on, when the time arose, it felt quite hard for me to make a decent storyboard. So I took some Mechanorma screens and decided to fiddle it together. But it was fun to do.
A friend of mine and myself, we would just do like concepts just for fun. The idea was that every day of the week we would do a different character. And when it came to Monday, I was thinking of Moon Day. So I had my character sketch of the moon, and it was fun just to look through references of like nightclubs and stand-up comedy spots.
The Renaissance painter Hieronymus Bosch is famous for his religious scenes with demons and monsters. I thought it would be hilarious to model one of his demons and pose it with a Bosch spark plug. But after I finished, I found out the painting I was looking at wasn't by Hieronymus Bosch. It just so happens that I had a chance to speak with our medal winners at a recent live answer time. Welcome to Live Answer Time, where we answer questions about Animation Master. Today, we are finally going to answer the question, who won the Animation Master Forum Finish the Unfinished image contest? It looks like we have the primary suspects here, so let's get started. Third place in the image contest goes to Steve Shelton for Quest for the Cup.
Great image.
The lighting is spectacular.
Congratulations, Steve. Tell us about this image.
Well, I've always wanted to have a sequence of a dragon, a knight, and a goblin or troll. What you see here is something that I had envisioned as an animator way back when I was 12 years old. So I had drawn out a little scene. And so this is really Finish the Unfinished.
I presume there's a backstory of how the goblin got the Grail in the first place.
Well, there is. It's based on a Danish story of a knight and a dragon. I won't tell you the whole story, but I read that when I was a kid. It kind of deals with what happened with the cup after Camelot fell. Kind of goes from there. I have to say thanks to Robert for helping out with the lighting. He kept pushing me, do this, do this, do this. What you see, the final product was more inspiration from him than anything else. So
I forget what we talked. I think the thing I recall, my one suggestion was to make the lighting from the torches be more of the light in the scene.
That's right.
I think that got us this sort of a cavernous look here.
Yeah, what we started out with was mainly the light from the coming down, spotting the Grail. And so like the heroes, you couldn't make them out definition wise. And your suggestion, why don't you turn it orange? And that's what we did.
There's a lot of great details here. I'm always impressed by all these characters you make. Got 4 different characters here. They're all different, and they all have distinctive looks to them and distinctive attires. I'm always very impressed by your ability to model these. And you've made so many characters over the years.
In fact, my dragon started out as a horse at one time and just simply kept modifying.
I think he makes a better dragon than a horse. There's a lot of details that most people don't notice, but something I noticed that I ended up using one of my own images for this contest was the way you jumbled up these tiles so they're not all geometrically perfect. Just the positioning of them gives them an aged look.
So if you'll notice right over the archer's right shoulder, right where the quiver's at, that's the opening to the cave. And I actually had these tiles running all the way out there, but to get something to move almost to the point of complete slowdown.
Oh.
So I had to I kept crashing it. So right where the knight is standing, I actually cut part of that down just to a stone pathway back to that opening. I don't remember what the count was. That was 300,000 or 400,000.
Ooh, ouch.
With all the things just in this one scene.
Well, we shall expect more completely tiled dungeons from you in the future, Steve.
That's right.
Second place in the image contest goes to Michael Brennan for Awkward Moon.
Sweet.
That's good.
Congratulations, Michael. Tell us about this image.
Yeah, I was posting in the forum. You saw it was based on a concept I did a few years back. I find I'm just kind of mindlessly adding details and thinking about stuff and just kind of having fun with it, really.
So tell us about the predicament of this character. What is happening here?
Yeah, the initial idea was just, a moon character, and I thought the most ridiculous thing for a crescent moon character would be to have a pair of underwear because it would look really suggestive, to have like it's just not a character like that's not meant to be wearing underwear.
Appearing on stage in our underwear is a nightmare we all have, right?
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
There's a ton of gorgeous details in this. I've got the wireframe too. Little things like the little escape or exit door on the side there. I like those. Just things. These are probably like punched tin tiles. We might imagine them to be. The surface of the moon, is that a displacement map?
Yeah. Some displacement. I tried everything. I was just experimenting with all different textures to get that surface.
You mentioned this took a long time to render.
I think it was about, I can't remember if I said it was like 2 days worth of rendering.
Tell me about the lighting here. Are all of these things that appear to be light bulbs, are those actual lights in the scene?
Yes.
Wow.
Obviously, I could see you got the main fog light that's on the character, and then I have point lights. Every light that's on is a point light that's in front of it because I wanted that to illuminate the metal tin kind of surfaces. And of course, give a bit of an ambient light to the background, to the sides and stuff.
Is there radiosity at work here, or is it all conventional lighting?
Yes, there is radiosity. I think, because I love the claymations, like Nightmare Before Christmas, stop motion type look, and that's what I was picturing. If I was to build this, it's like if it was a set, and the character was like made out of plasticine.
I like that the audience thought to bring along a fried egg. Yeah. When did that stop? When did audiences stop bringing dinner to theaters so they could throw it?
That's true.
Because that seems to be a recurring trope. Eventually, you'd get the garbage thrown at you.
Yeah.
If you weren't very good.
The tomatoes, everything.
Now, here's something I'm wondering. Is it a moon in underwear, or is it a person in a moon suit in underwear?
I guess, yeah, that's where that's up to the viewer, I guess, to kind of figure that out.
Because that's a level of meaning I'm not sure I ever quite figured out on this. We'll think about that. Lots of great details, Michael. This is a beautiful image. This is certainly, in all the years of contest, this is the best moon in underwear I have ever seen.
Thanks.
And now, first place in the Finish the Unfinished image contest goes to Chuck Gramberg for Dragula in Peril.
Oh, come on, seriously. Thank you.
Congratulations, Chuck. The character is Super Mega Fox, and you've been doing cartoons, actual animated cartoons with these characters.
That's correct.
Tell us about the origin of Super Mega Fox.
Well, that actually started before I even heard of Hash Animation. I was doing a little comic strip here and there, put it up at work on the computer, and people would get a kick out of it once a week, a 3-panel comic. And then my friend shows me Hash Animation Master, a video created, and it was the Alien song, if you remember that one.
Yep.
That, I was like, you know what? I can afford this thing and I can do this. And I learned it. I just grabbed all the books and learned everything. I had never done computer animation or modeling or anything before that.
That's fabulous. It's a great looking character. I've watched, I don't think I've seen all of them, but I've seen several of them. They are indeed amusing. What is the origin of Super Mega Fox herself? How does that come about?
Oh, well, we actually never did we did a pilot episode. If you remember the old Looney Tune classics, that's what I wanted my animations to look like, and wanted that feel to it. So, you got this Anthro Bugs Bunny, and then you got Wile E. Coyote standing on 2 feet, walking around, talking like they're human. I was like, I could do that. Let's have a fox, but for variation, we'll make a female character, because they're always male.
Very progressive of you.
And so we just came up with some wacky ideas. She's a crime fighter. She works for the professor. That's my icon there. The thing is that he invents a growth formula so she can become this superhero, grow large. The trouble is that her IQ drops when she gets large.
Perfectly natural.
The audience seems to love it, so we're going to stick with it, I guess.
Yep, I checked out your channel. You have several thousand subscribers.
Yeah, I'm kind of... hey, I'm impressed. I don't know how else to put it. I did not expect that to ever happen.
That is a real following.
Thank you. Yeah, it is.
And Dragula? I'm not sure I've seen this particular episode. What is the peril he's in here, outside of being clutched?
The original scene was that Dragula, he's dressed as a nurse, for God's sake, and he's robbing blood banks. So she gets called in and sent to Transvestania. That's what we call it. If you notice, his name's Dragula, so I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. But she winds up trying to find out who's robbing these blood banks, and she's kind of like spying on him as a maid. So she comes in dressed as a maid, and she's trying to help him out, but she constantly is turning him into dust by mistake. She cooks him dinner, for example, and she didn't tell him she loaded it up with garlic.
What is the name of your channel so that people may seek it out?
If you just go to YouTube and type in Super Mega Fox. Oh, you know what? It's called The Super Mega Fox. In one word, yeah, that's the channel's name.
Fabulous. Congratulations, Chuck, on your first place win.
Thank you so much. I did not expect that.
Congratulations to Michael on your second, and congratulations to Steve. Also, all three of you medal winners, congratulations. This is wonderful looking work. These three entries were far ahead of the rest of the pack, and they are all worthy winners. And now I believe it is time for the big scratch-off. My usual plan is to get a $2 Texas lottery card for each of our artists. However, when I was purchasing the last card, the machine jammed, and I couldn't get the very last card. So one of our artists is not getting a $2 card. He's getting two $1 cards here. I have randomly assigned a name with a Post-it to each of these cards. And let's take a look at the rules of this game. They are all rather similar. This one is called $30,000 cash. It said, make any of your numbers, these are your numbers, match any of your numbers to either of the winning numbers and win the prize for that number. If you reveal a stack of cash symbol, you win double the prize for that symbol. So, let's get scratching. As always, I have soaked my fingers in Palmolive liquid all day, so they're ready for this close-up. And I have my Abraham Lincoln $1 coin. So, let's see what we got here. What are our winning numbers for John? 6 and 19. So let's see how many 6s and 19s here. 3, no. 20, no. 02, no. 09, nope. 01, 21, 12, nope. 15, nope. 8, nope. 7, nope. Sorry, John. Next up is Edward. Let's see, the winning numbers are 10 and 12. 14, no. 6, no. 17, nope. 20, 13, 02, nope. 9, 15, 03, last chance. Edward, 24. Nope. No luck there. Prayateo. His numbers are 14 and 13. Let's start from the other side here. No, I'll start here. 7, 15, 6, 10, 19, 20, 21, 9. Actually, saying it's in French. 17, which is not a number. And, ooh, there is a double. Let's see, what was the rule for that? Reveal a stack of cash symbol, win double the prize for that symbol. So, it would appear that Creatio has won $8. I'm going to put that in euros. Okay, that's pretty good so far. Try now. 8 and 13 are his winning numbers. 11, 23, 17, 7, 25, 19, 16, it's 1, 14, last chance here, 12, nope, nothing far for Ryan. Steve, his numbers are 16 and 14. I'll try from this side, maybe it's water over here. 23, 12, 20, 7, 9, 11, 15, 8, 17, 22. Sorry, Steve. Roger Reynolds. I'll go back to that later. 6, 22. Are his winning numbers? His numbers are 16, 4, 7, 24, 12, 25, 2, 5, 8, 13. Again, no prize. Goss. His winning numbers are 24 and 9. We got 25 and 11, 15, 6, 4, 18, 3, 22, 13. One more number. 14. Nope, again. Vance. Let's see what we got here. Winning numbers are 16 and 2. 17. His numbers 12. 6. 5. 18. 23. 1. Got a 21. 4. And 10. Again, no win. Now we're running low on cards here. Bruce. Bruce's winning numbers are 19 and 10. Okay, let's see what we got here. 24. 9. 10. Ooh, there's a 10. Bruce is $1. $2. We'll scratch the rest of them just to see. I kind of suspect that will be the winning number. 12. 21. 23. And 3. But. And 3. But. Hooray. There's a 10. There's a 10. Bruce has won $2. Michael. Michael's winning numbers are 25 and 1. His numbers are 2, 13, 23, 1. Oh, there's a 1. Looks like Michael has won $4, I think. Or, yeah. Let's keep scratching. 4, 22, 07, 12, 14, and 19. But there is a $4 win there. Hooray. Chuck. Chuck's winning numbers are 2 and 23. We'll get some cash here. 14, no. 23, ooh. So that's a $2 win. Oh, let's do our due diligence and see if anything greater is working here. It's 22, a 3, a 16, a 6, a 24, a 1, a 17, and a 21. But we got a pair of 23s here. That's $2 win. Okay, and our lucky recipient of 200 cards, $1 cards, is Roger Tatum. This game has 1 winning number and 5 your numbers. There's also some kind of a second chance drawing, which I haven't read the fine print on, but I will investigate that on Roger's behalf. Something about winning an island in the middle of nowhere. Okay. The winning number is 27. Roger's numbers are 24, 1, 18, 29, and 4. Nothing on that card. One last chance here. Roger's last winning number is 18. We have a 1, a 22, a 5, a 15, and okay, our last scratch-off number of the Finish the Unfinished scratch-off is a 3. Yep. But I think we had more winners in this scratch-off than any scratch-off we've done before. So overall, I call that success. I want to thank everyone who entered. It was great fun seeing your work. And congratulations again to our 3 medal winners, Steve Shelton, Michael Brennan, and Chuck Gramberg. I'll see you all on the forum. Thanks for watching.